And oftentimes, even if somebody comes in with a very limited flavor, like my dad, for example, always drank Rolling Rock, always drank, just like really adjunct light lager. And he and my mom were in the store recently, and I sent him home with Pepperell Pilsner from the aforementioned Banded Horn, which is like a, traditional German-style Pilsner, but hopped like an American ale. And he loved it, because if you can pick up on something that is familiar for somebody that they're comfortable with, you can oftentimes link it to kind of expand their palate and expand what they're interested in trying. So, yeah, good opportunities for that in a beer store.
Like bridging the gap. I don't know.
And I will say that I am a tour guide. Not on the main brew bus. I am on the main beer tour.
Oh, I love Mark and Nicole. Yeah, there's no...
White bus, green bus, that's what we call them here in Portland.
And we all get along.
And
That's good.
So I agree. Yeah, that's one thing that I out of 9 people that I had on my Sunday tour, I had 5 of them that, quote unquote, did not like beer. But I kept telling them, just have an open mind, think about what you do like and what you don't like about this beer.
Right.
And so I think that, as long as people, and I agree with you completely that, that is a good place to start, because by the time you're at the end of that tour, everybody's friends.
Right. Exactly.
This is what I'm finding.
Right.
Everyone is friends at the end of that tour.
That's one of the nice things about it. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, people say often, like I say, like I don't like sweets, but cheesecake is really, really good. There are certain sweets that I really like.
Right.
At this point in 2015, saying I don't like beer it makes sense, especially coming from an older generation where beer tasted like one of 3 ways.
Right.
But there's just so much variety in the way beer can taste now that you can make a believer out of just about anybody if you find the right thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
They'll enjoy it.
Definitely.
Well, that's wonderful. I think that on this note, we are going to jump into our 3rd round.
Okay.
I will take that round. It is, what we would like to know is, what is your first beer memory? And it doesn't even have to be, it can be anything associated with it.
Okay.
How
about the moment that I discovered how much I really loved wild fermented ales and like bread ales and kind of barrel aged like wild beers, was the first time that I tried a beer called Love Buzz by Anchorage Brewing Company that I think they have here, but it's a saison that is fermented with Brett and I think aged with Brett in Pinot Noir barrels for like a year or something.
Wow.
And it comes out with all of the best earmarks of a funky farmhouse ale, with a lot of the sort of prevailing flavor tinges of a Pinot Noir, so it's like really blurring the line between wine and beer, but it's a beer. And I think it was in that moment drinking it when it tasted so much like a wine and reminded me so much of a wine that I realized you can make beer can be anything. It can taste any way. It's all about, how you age it, what you ferment it with, what you put it in after that, what you combine. So one of the things that excites me the most is that we're obviously riding a wave right now where people are just experimenting more and more, and some of the stuff that's coming out is weird and wonderful and delicious. And so, yeah, that strikes me as a moment that really turned a corner for me in terms of what a beer could taste like. And I still love that beer. I have 2 bottles of it at home right now. And fortunately, it comes out every year. So,
nice.
Yeah.
Do you do any home brewing?
A little bit. I brewed a beer last week with Jake Austin from Austin Street in Portland.
Pro-Am?
For my wedding. So we did a Brett beer, wild fermented, and about 2 weeks after we brewed it, this was last week, my fiance and I found a local Sweetser-related sort of like work farm for kids where they were... this woman had a bunch of local peaches that she was willing to part with for super cheap, and so we chopped up 20 pounds of peaches, took all the pits out, and then we racked the beer onto that, and it'll sit there for about 8 months or so before we bottle some of it and keg some of it for the wedding. So, a little bit here and there.
So I'm just going to throw this out here. You don't have to answer it now. but I'd be willing to Periscope your wedding for you.
Oh, yeah?
For a beer.
Oh, interesting.
Totally.
Yeah. It's not out of the
And
question.
I'll serve beer. I don't know. I'm gonna be part of that celebration.
You guys can brew beers with other local brewers and bring them to the wedding. That'd be great.
Okay.
Oh, that would be
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Done.
Can it be, how about if it's not, we've got an open invitation to Blue Ox Malt House to go use some of their malt on
nice.
their homebrew system.
Nice.
Would that count?
Most likely, yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'd have to talk to Bridget.
Yes.
There would
All right.
definitely
Yes.
be a conversation to be had there. but-
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Check.
I mean,
that
if you
would
bring
be-
beer, it always makes your entry more
Right.
likely and viable. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you discuss it with her and you get back to
Sure
us.
thing.
Yes.
All right.
Seeing that we sort of named some beers
Yeah.
supposedly for Blue Ox.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I ran into
Possibly.
him later,
Yeah,
and he
what's-
said that we could
what's
totally
it called?
come. Well, they only call it in malting, when you're working with a batch, they actually call it a piece. So our improver, Jen, came up with the name
Pièce de résistance.
because they use
Perfect.
a on yeast as well.
That's really good, guys. Nice. Yeah, well done. You're moving in the right direction. I like it.
Well, I think it's time for round 4.
It is.
All right.
So round 4 we lovingly refer to as 3 sheets to the wind, 3 random questions.
Okay.
We've had a little bit to drink, and we're really hoping that you open up to us now. Just
I'll
like
see what I can do.
spill everything from your insides out.
That's right.
So question number 1 we always start with is, what was your favorite cartoon as a kid?
My knee-jerk reaction is Animaniacs because it was all of the best things about Looney Tunes except smarter, and it had Pinky in the Brain.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Do you have a specific episode that you like?
No, not really. There was a. Now, it wasn't even the Animaniacs, but there was a movie. There was a Looney Tunes movie called like Cross Country Road Trip or something like that encompassed all of the different Looney Tunes characters. And I remember very little about it other than that, but it was awesome.
Nice.
Great film.
I had no idea.
I have never
Looney
heard of
Tunes
that.
movie. I don't know what it was actually called, like Road Trip or something like that, but
Well,
it's good stuff.
what we do for our show notes is we go and we search out these YouTube clips. So when your episode comes out, you make sure that you head over to our webpage, greatbeeradventure.com,
All right.
and you'll be able to watch some from your childhood.
Right on.
Bring
Sounds
back
good.
those memories.
Nice.
All right, question number 2.
Okay.
You're passing really well so far. You're doing
Yeah,
a great
Good.
I
job.
know.
All right.
You're seamless.
Yeah. All right, question number 2 is going to be, what song do you have stuck in your head right now?
Oh man. There's this guy that Greg's been playing at the store a lot named Nathaniel. I don't know if it's Ratliff or Ratliff. It's spelled like Ratliff, but it may be pronounced Ratliff. And I came into the store. It's like all he's been playing for the last couple weeks, and I thought that it was cool sounding, but it sounds like it's from the 70s. It's like a soul funk, like bluesy R&B, big bandy.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
everything. And so I finally looked up the guy, and the album came out this year, and it's awesome. It's like his debut with this band, Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats, and I think the song is called S.O.B. It's like an anti-stopping drinking anthem,
Yeah.
so it's also kind of appropriate for
There we go.
for this setting. So yeah.
That'll be
Good
on
stuff.
that'll be up there too. Just so you know.
Right on.
That's fun too.
All right, we've come to our very last question.
Right
Okay, so our last question is, what was the best thing that you had to eat this week?
Oh man, my fiance Bridget decided to try making homemade ramen. Not like cup of noodle type ramen, but like real full blown like ramen. She soft boiled some eggs and marinated them.
Oh.
She made the broth from scratch herself. And for a first effort, it was awesome. And the fact that I've got that to look forward to, you know, like down the years, and it's just going to get better and better. Homemade ramen, hell yeah!
You are
Marinated steak.
You're a lucky man. Let's
I know.
just say that.
What can I say?
I think we're gonna have to like head down there, plan what beer we're gonna make, eat some ramen,
Stop off
Okay.
for some
and
ramen.
then head off from there.
Sounds
Yeah, and then we can go to the wedding too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, let me
Well,
just run it by my fiance.
Yeah, I think she's a very important,
Yeah,
person
she's a
to run
piece
that
of this
by.
puzzle.
We're pretty likable though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think-
we would get along with her.
Yeah, I think that would work out.
She sounds great.
Yeah.
Yep.
work out quite
Yep.
well.
Done.
And of course we have to bring it back to beer. And what beer did you pair with that? It sounds delicious.
It does.
I think that we were drinking Prototype from Foundation, so same people who make Epiphany here.
Yeah.
Started a new series where they are doing a different grist and a different hop bill every time. And the first one was super hoppy amber that had just a really awesome earthy malt feel to it, a really dark, like, you know, rich kind of like burnished color, but the bright hoppiness of a nice IPA. And we bought that beer. I think we bought like four packs over the last week and a half. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to hunt that down. I have not gotten any yet.
Yeah.
That's on the list.
Okay, so we buy the beer. Is that what we're gonna do? And then go to Kevin's house?
Yeah, let's
And
go
Bridget?
get some Prototype.
Okay.
Go have some ramen with them.
Okay.
Plan what beer we're gonna make,
Okay.
and then we'll go up to Blue Ox Malt House, make it.
You guys
and then
got
we're
a
ready
busy
for
few
their
days.
wedding.
ahead of
Okay.
you.
Yeah,
Well,
we're
we
gonna
have
be
until next year.
Yeah,
that's
that's
true. We've got a little time.
Yeah.
So we're good though.
Yeah.
Lead
I think
time.
that's a good plan.
We'll send you a Google invite
We,
All right, cool.
to your house.
that's right. Yeah. Yes.
I will consider it.
That was not a hard yes,
I know.
but it was not a hard no.
There we
We look for the silver lining.
It's a good way to be.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us today.
course.
It has been a lot of fun, and I'll definitely be in to see you soon enough.
Right on.
And Jen will too, because
I will.
now she won't be intimidated.
It's true. It's
Exactly.
true.
It's
true.
a judgment-free
Thank you.
zone. I mean,
That's Planet
my
Fitness.
gym
yeah,
as
that's
well.
actually Planet Fitness.
Are you my gym?
Totally, yeah.
That is my
That would
gym.
be a lot better. That would be a better gym.
Yes, probably smells better.
Like
yeah.
Cork and Cage Mondays, like the
Oh,
third
yeah, you-
Monday of every third Monday of every
You
month.
just open it up and
Yeah.
you close it. But the closing part is the hard part. Although
Works
the
the forearms.
opening part really is going to scare the crap out of me
Mm-hmm.
because
Can you imagine that happening all around you while you're trying to work out? Somebody's gonna lose an eye.
Someone,
yeah,
it could get messy.
it's probably going to be me.
Oh no.
Because do you know like the muffins that come in the like the Pillsbury dough?
Yeah.
Oh.
You gotta like take
Yes.
all the string off.
And
of.
then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's the worst.
I completely like pull my arm out to the side. I turn my head. I close my eyes, and I just start tapping it on the edge of the counter because I know that it's gonna scare the crap out of me.
well, how long will you
It's
go
like-
on for though? Like it's like lighting a firework that doesn't go off, and then you go to look at it, and then it's just gonna like pop. Like how long will you tap for?
Continuously
before-
until
I
it
see.
happens,
All right.
or my husband comes and saves me. Like it's not happening. Come fix it.
Make it pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
It's not okay.
It's not.
It's really
No.
not.
My daughter popped a balloon next to me the other day. I was not my most graceful during that moment.
That's fair.
Well, that's going to be all for us, folks.
On that note,
We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
So, Bridget, if you're listening, hit us up on Twitter at Great Beer Women, and we can discuss the details for our little dinner party. And for any of you that want to make delicious dishes for us, you can send invites through Twitter too. Thank you so much to Kevin for taking the time to go apple picking with us, and to Novare for allowing us to record in their space.
If you want to see pictures from our time and you want to read some seriously great show notes, head over to greatbeeradventure.com/020. A big thank you to Dustin and Dano for their work. And an even bigger thank you to all of you. We have seen a big boost in our listenership, and no, it's due to all of you lovely folks. Thank you for telling your friends all about us, and keep up the love. Someday we'll take over the world together. The music in today's episode is brought to you by Old Etc. To learn more about them, head on over to Great Beer Adventure.